Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for joining me. I'm Anita Louise. Today I'm going to show you how I make these little gift card holders with beads on them. And these are really fun because you can make them in any color for any occasion. So like this one would be great for birthday. Looks like it has little cupcake sprinkles on it. But you can also do them in fun, festive holiday colors. And they have this little handle on them so you can even hang them on a Christmas tree. So stay tuned and I will show you how to make these cute little crochet gift card holders. Alright guys, so let's get started. I am using a size 7 crochet hook and my size 10 crochet cotton. For my beads, I'm using these glass E-beads, and I'm no expert on beads, but I believe E-beads maybe says the size of them. I don't know, comment down below if you know what that means, but it's larger than the tiny little seed beads, but you know, not too super big. So just these little glass beads, they come in these little tubes. I either got these ones at Michael's or Walmart. And don't be alarmed if you notice my hand is green. It was crazy hair day at school, so my youngest one has green hair today. So I'm a little bit green. Now what I'm going to do is string on 45 of these beads because we're going to put a bead on every other little 3 double crochet cluster. And if you want, you can get a needle to string your beads on, but I don't. You know, the yarn is slightly stiff enough that I don't need a needle, and the opening in the bead is big enough that I just slide it on. It takes a little bit of time, but so if you have a needle that is big enough to fit your yarn and small enough to go through your beads, then by all means do that, but otherwise you can do like I do and just slide them onto your yarn. So I'll do a little time lapse to make this a little faster so you don't have to watch me and my green hands slide 45 beads on super slowly. All right, once you have 45 beads on your string, we are going to push them down just a little bit. We don't need them right now. We're going to make a little slip knot. And chain 21. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. $19, $20, $21. Now we are going to double crochet in the 6th chain from our hook. And if you've seen my other crochet gift card holder tutorial, this will look very familiar because up to this point, besides putting the beads on, this is all the same. So find that 6th chain, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right there. And we're going to double crochet into it. And now this part is where it gets a little different because now we're going to grab a bead. So what you're going to do is just slide one bead all the way up, nice and close to your needle like this. And now we're going to put a double crochet in the next chain. So we're going to yarn over, and you kind of use your finger to keep that bead up close here, and your finger kind of holds it in front too. So you yarn over, and still holding that bead there, you're going to dip your hook into the next chain and draw up a loop. Oh, keep holding that bead there. We're going to yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops. And you can see you have a bead right there between your first and second double crochet. Now we're going to do a double crochet in the next chain on the hook, yarn over for our double crochet, and now let me just show you here. Let me lay this out so you can see. So we have our first little 3 cluster that has a bead in it. And the bead, once we get this all right, it'll lay nice and flat and be normal looking. It should be right on your second double crochet. So that's our first one. Doesn't look pretty yet, but it will, I swear. Now we're gonna chain 1, and we're gonna skip the next chain on our starting chain, and we're going to do 3 double crochets into those next 3 chains. So skip this one, and we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, and you'll notice we did not add a bead to this one because we're only doing beads on every other cluster. So now chain 1. Now we're going to skip the next chain on our beginning chain, and we're going to double crochet into the next one. And now this is where we're putting a bead. So we're going to slide it up nice and close to our hook. Hold it there with our, let's see, I use my ring finger. We're going to yarn over, put our hook into the next chain because we're putting a double crochet in that next chain. Yarn over, draw through 2, yarn over, draw through 2. Now we're doing a double crochet in the next chain on our starting chain. There we go. And now we have 2 of our 3 clusters have beads in the middle of them. And I'll show you, the beads kind of push to the front if you kind of pull them a little bit, and they'll be resting nicely on top of your gift card holder. It's really pretty. Now we are going to slip stitch into the very last chain of our beginning chain. Just a little slip stitch. And now that is our first row, and that is all. So now if you look, we should have a little chain at the beginning, a little chain loop at the beginning, and a little chain loop at the end, and three double crochet clusters in the middle. Now we are ready for round 2. So we are going to start with a chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And now we're going to be working in this 5 chain loop. We're going to make 2 double crochets. There's 1 and a 2. And now we're going to chain 2. And still working in this 5 chain loop, we're going to do 3 double crochets, but one of them is going to have a bead in it. So we have our first double crochet, and then we're going to slide up a bead and hold it nice and close to our needle with our finger, and we're going to make a double crochet with a bead on it. And then 1 more double crochet. Now we're going to chain 2 and do 3 more double crochets. And there's a 1, a 2, and a 3. Now we have just made 2 corners of our rectangle. Kind of forms like a granny square corner. And again, it's a little tough to see right now because we're just starting out, but once we get the whole little form down, it will definitely, once we get the base down, so pretty much this row, it'll start to look like a granny square. And at that point, if you know how to make a granny square, then it'll be very, very easy for you to do. So we've made 2 corners of our granny square. Now we're going to chain 1, excuse me, chain 1. And we're going to do 3 double crochets in this next 1 chain space right here. And since this little cluster did not get a bead, this one that we're making right now is going to get a bead. So we're going to double crochet into that one chain space. This is our middle double crochet, so we're going to pull a bead up here, nice and close to our needle. And we're going to yarn over, double crochet, and then one more double crochet. Now we're going to chain one, and we're going to put 3 more double crochets in this next space. And this one will not get a bead in it since we just put a bead in this little cluster. So here's a 1, 2, 3. Now chain 1, and we're going to do 3 sets of the 3 double crochets again in this side, and that's going to give us the 2 corners, other corners of our rectangle. Now this little set of 3 did not have a bead in it, so this first one over here will. So let's do our double crochet, our first one. Second one's gonna get a bead, so just push it on up here, all the way up to the top. Yarn over. Double crochet, double crochet. Now we're going to chain 2 for a corner and do 3 more double crochets in this space. 1, 2, 3. Now chain 2, we're making another corner. Now double crochet. This one gets a bead on it, so slide that bead on up, nice and close. Yarn over, holding that bead in the front. And double crochet. Now 1 more double crochet to complete the set of 3. And we have our 2 more corners. Now chain 1. Now we're going back along this last side. We're going to do 3 double crochets in this one chain space, and this last one we just did had a bead on it, so this one won't. So 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, 3 double crochet. Now chain 1. I'm going to do another little 3 double crochets, and these ones get a bead. So 1 double crochet. Let's bring our next one up here. Next bead, yarn over, double crochet, and then 1 more double crochet. Now we get to chain 1, and we're going to slip stitch at the top of this chain 3 where we very started. And let's pull that out a little bit so that you can see. This is the basis of our rectangle for our little Granny Square gift card holder. There we go. And now you're actually just going to complete, kind of repeat those rows, but I'll do this next one with you. Because it's slightly different since that starting one was, or that row that we just did was starting our corners. So now if you know how to make granny squares, you'll know how to do the rest of this. Now I just took slip stitches to bring my needle back over to this corner. So slip stitch to this corner, you're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. And now, let's see, the last cluster that we did had a bead in it, so this one will not. So we're going to do 2 double crochets in this corner. 1, 2, and we're going to chain 2 because this is a corner. 1, 2. And we're going to do a double crochet in that same space. Now this one's going to have a bead on it, so grab your bead, bring it all the way up, yarn over, and another double crochet. Here we go, we just did a corner in our corner, chain one. Now we're going to do another corner in this corner. And this one will not get a bead because this one had a bead on it. So 3 double crochets. There's 2. And there's 3. Now we're going to chain 2 since this is a corner. 1, 2. And double crochet. Now I'm going to pull a bead up. Bead on this double crochet, and there we go. And one more double crochet. And there we go. We've just done a corner in our corner and a corner in the other corner. Now we're going to chain 1, and then in our 1 chain space, we're going to do 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Chain 1, and in this 1 chain space we're going to do 3 double crochets. The middle one is going to have a bead on it, so there's 1. Now let's bring our bead all the way up. Chain 1, and now 3 more double crochets in this 1 chain space. No bead on this one. There's 1, 2, 3. Now chain 1. Now we are at a corner, so we're going to do a corner in the corner. So 3 double crochets, but the middle one is going to have a bead on it. So let's bring this bead right on up here. There we go. Another double crochet. And now, since this is a corner, we're going to chain 2. And we're going to do 3 more double crochets to finish our corner. There's 1, 2, 3. Now chain 1. Now we're going to get over to the next corner. In this first 3 double crochet cluster, the middle one's going to have a bead on it, so there's 1 double crochet. Side of the bead. And do a double crochet with the bead. And now 1 more. There we go. Now, since this is a corner, we're going to chain 2 and do 1 more 3 double crochets in there. There's a 1, there's a 2, there's a 3. Now chain 1 and do 3 double crochets in this 1 chain space. The middle one is going to have a bead on it, so there's 1. Slide this on up. And chain 1, 3 double crochets in this 1 chain space. No beads on this one. 2, 3, chain 1, and now our very last 1 chain space. We're going to do 3 double crochets, and there will be a bead on the middle one. So there's 1. Slide up our bead. And now we are going to chain 1, and then we can slip stitch into the top of that chain 3 that we started with, and then slip stitch right over to our 2 chain space. There we go. Now that row that we just did. You're gonna repeat that one until you have 6 rows all the way around. So right now we have 1, 2, 3, so you're gonna repeat that 3 more times. And it's going to be, yeah, exactly the same. So you do the corners in the corners and your 3 double crochets in each of the 1 chain spaces. Now the only thing to remember is that on every other 3 double crochet group, you're going to put a bead in the middle double crochet, and that is it. So I will do that with you guys. I'll time lapse it, and then I will meet you at the end of row 6. All right, we are on our very last 3 double crochets. There's 1, 2, and 3. And now we're going to chain 1 and slip stitch over to the top of that chain 3 in the beginning of this row. And now we have completed our little gift card holder. Well, the front of it, actually. We're almost halfway done, y'all. So, there we go. And you can just kind of weave this end in, just however you like. Doesn't have to be super neat, because when we put the 2 sides of the gift card holder together, we're just going to crochet over this little end here, so it doesn't have to be super nice. There we go, that is all. Ooh, I like my pink with pink, that's pretty, but you can do any color combination you like. So repeat this so that you have 2 of these, and then we will sew them together. Actually, we will crochet them together. All right, once we have both rectangles completed, we're going to put them together. So bead side out and put them together like a little sandwich with the bead shiny right sides out. And what we're going to do is stitch them together. So you want to find the color that you want the outside border of your gift card holder to be. I am actually going to use the same color, but I'm going to add a little accent to mine. I think it'd be really pretty if it had some gold sparkle, so I'm going to add a little shimmer to mine. And I will link the video down below that shows you how I make it shimmery, but it's pretty easy. Basically, I just hold this super, super shiny yarn along with the crochet cotton, and yeah, it'll add a little shimmer to the pink crochet cotton. Right, so I will be holding my sparkle yarn along with my regular yarn, my crochet cotton, so that I have a little sparkle in the yarn. So I'm going to start by making a slip knot with the 2 of them. I think this is going to be pretty. All right, now we are going to put our rectangles back to back and holding them together. We're going to start in our first corner here. Just put your hook into a corner. So we've got our hook through both corners here, or rather the corner of both of our rectangles, and we're going to draw up a loop through our slip knot and chain 1, because we're going to do 2 single crochets in this corner. 1, 2, and now we are going to put a single crochet in each of the double crochets. So we're going to insert the hook through a double crochet, and then we're also going to put it through the double crochet in the second rectangle. There we go. And you'll see I'm also going to just crochet over my ends here, so I got a lot going on in there. But it's fine, it's all gonna work out in a minute. Let's see if I can get my yarns untangled here. Okay, so these are the ones I'm using to crochet with. Okay, whew. Oh my, there we go. So you've got your needle through both double crochets. We're going to bring this through and single crochet. Now we're going to do the same thing with the next double crochet. Put it through the top rectangles double crochet. Put it through the bottom rectangles double crochets. Draw up a loop, single crochet. Last one in this little bunch. Do the front one and the back one. And there we go. Draw up a loop, double crochet. Now we've come to our first one chain space. We're going to stick our needle in that one chain space. Draw up a loop and make our single crochet. Now we're back to double crochets. So put our hook through the first double crochet and then the first double crochet behind there. And we're going to do a single crochet. Now you can see, I know it makes it harder to see, but this is really how I do it. I crochet over all of these extra threads too, because by going over my ends, it kind of finishes them off. And then I can just cut them at the end if there's any left over. But that way it kind of like weaves them in for you. So go into our first double crochet and then into our double crochet back behind it. Drop up a loop, 2 single crochet, and now in the third one, same thing. Get into both of those double crochets and drop up a loop. There we go. Now we're back to a one chain space. Put your needle in there, and we're going to single crochet. There we go. Now we're back to double crochet. So you're going to do that all the way around. So basically you are putting your rectangles together, you're putting a single crochet in the top of every double crochet and a single crochet in the one chain space. And then, so we're going to do that all the way across, and I will time lapse it so that I can meet you at the corner, because we're going to do something a little bit different over here in this corner. Alright, so I'm almost to the corner. And I still have a little bit of these strings left, so I'm going to clip them off because I think I've gone over them enough to have them all hidden and finished off and secured. Okay, so we are at the last 3 double crochets. So we're going to go into our first double crochet. And we're going to single crochet in it, and then the second one, we're still going through front and back, so both of the rectangles. So going through the second double crochet, and then through the third double crochet. And there we go. Now we are going to put 1 single crochet into our corner. And that's all. Now we're going to fold the front one back, and we're going to be working only on the back one. This is going to make the opening that our gift card slides into. So now we're going to make a second single crochet into our corner, but we're only going to do it in the back rectangle. So not in this first one, we're holding it forward. Now we're going to do the same thing that we were doing. A single crochet in each of the double crochets, but we're only going to be doing it in the back row. There we go, so we've got our 3 double crochets. Now 1 into our 1 chain space, and then into 3 more double crochets, and 1, 2, 3, and then into our 1 chain space, and then our double crochets, 1, 2, 3, and then our 1 chain space, and then a 1, 2, 3 double crochets, and then into our 1 chain space. And now we've got our last 3 double crochets. There's a 1 and 2 and a 3. Now we're back to our corner. We're going to do 1 single crochet in the corner, and then bring our 2 layers together, and we're going to do another single crochet with them together. There we go. So there's our opening that our gift card can slide in and out of. And now we're going down the next row, and this one's going to be done the same way as this first row. So you're going to put a single crochet into each double crochet and a single crochet into each 1 chain space, holding them together. So working in the first double crochet, I'm going to put our layers together and stitch into our double crochet. There's 1, and there's 2, and there's 3, and then a single crochet into our 1 chain space. So we're going to do that all the way down here to the corner, where we're going to put 2 single crochets, and then all the way down along the other side with 1 single crochet and double crochets, and we're going to be holding the rectangles together the entire time because we're closing up the whole rectangle now. So continue on with that, and I'll meet you right at this other corner. I'll time lapse this so I can meet you guys there. Alright, so we're on our last couple ones, so we're going to single crochet into our 1 chain space. We're going to do a single crochet on our last 3 double crochets. There's 1, and there's 2, and there's 3, and then we can slip stitch into our very first single crochet that's in that corner. And there we go. And then we can snip our yarn and finish it off however you like. I like to run my yarn through the bottoms of the single crochets on the back to kind of hide that yarn. So I just grab it and run it on through as far as you'd like to go with it. Run it through about like 10 stitches or so, but however you like to finish yours off, you can do it however you like. And then this gift card has a cool little thingy that I like to do just in case. Here, I'll finish that off later, but I'll show you guys how we make a cute little handle on it so that you can hang it. Like if you wanted to make this for the holidays, it would hang cute on the Christmas tree. So to make our little handle, we're going to connect our thread to a corner by making a little slip knot again. We've got our slip knot. We're just going to connect to one of the stitches on our corner. So one of those 2 corner stitches. Oh my goodness, can you guys hear my dog snoring? He is so loud right now. Oh, hopefully you can't hear it with the background music. Okay, that's my little Chihuahua, Bruce Wayne. He is apparently very tired. Okay, now I'm going to chain 40. 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. And now, once you have your 40, we're going to slip stitch over into the other corner. Here we go. And that is all. Now we're going to snip this thread and weave it in, finish it in however you like. And this is a way that you can hang it on a little tree or wherever you would like. There we go. Thanks for joining me. I hope you had fun making cute little beaded crochet gift card holders. I will link another video down below where I make gift card holders that do not have the beads on them, but you can embellish them with different little flowers and things like that. So gift card holders are such a cute way of personalizing a little gift card. So you can make them so many different ways. So without beads, with cute little crochet flowers, or with beads. So have fun making your gift card holders. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more fun crochet projects, go ahead and hit subscribe and you'll get a new video every week.